Donald Trump has also lashed out at India yet again for levying high tariffs on American imports. Speaking to the media on the sidelines of the G7 summit, Trump likened the United States of America to a piggy bank that everybody was robbing. That's not all. The American president also threatened to stop trading with nations that impose high tariffs. My colleague Ritu Parna Bhuyan joins us now. Ritu, this is not the first time that Trump has singled out India for high tariffs. So where do things stand right now when it comes to India-US trade? Also, the Commerce Minister is also on a two-day visit to Washington. What is expected from that visit?
I'll come to that in a bit, but let's look at the trade figures over the last 5 years. If you look at the export figures, it's a very strong and steady increase from $39.1 billion in FY14 to $47.9 billion in FY18. Imports, on the other hand, has seen a positive growth only twice in these 5 years. It was $22.7 billion in FY14. It stood at $26.6 billion in FY18. And as a result, trade deficit has seen a very rapid increase. In FY14, it was $16.3 billion from the US side. But by FY18, the US trade deficit with India, which means that India has actually a trade surplus, stood at $21.2 billion. Now, in this backdrop, Suresh Prabhu is in Washington. He's meeting the USTR, his trade colleague. He will also be meeting his colleagues from the Transport Department in US. And also, a short while from now, he will be meeting members of US Inc. in a dinner hosted by USIBC. At the same time, this visit is happening in the backdrop of mega deals like the Walmart Flipkart deal that is under scrutiny by CCI at the moment, which is a regulatory process which this deal has to go through. Meanwhile, as you said, Trump has red flagged tariff-related issues. A USTR report which was released in March has actually given specific instances. For example, on automobiles, on alcohol, flowers, natural rubber. They have specifically said that India has been charging high duties. In addition to that, it has also red flag duties on drug formulations, telecom equipment, salted cashew nuts, and even solar water heaters. Now, what has happened is that in a sector like medical devices, where a lot of US companies have interest in India, US has pointed that not only India charges and has increased the duty on medical devices, but also India is not allowing these medical device companies to get out of India. The NPPA notification that came in February last year prohibits that, and as a result, the USTR is saying that many of these companies from US in the medical devices sector are actually suffering losses and will have to suffer losses for at least 18 months. We'll have to wait and see what kind of response Suresh Prabhu gets during his meetings with USTR. But remember that later this year, the Trade Policy Forum between India and US is also scheduled. Meanwhile, in July, there will be a 2+2 format that talks on security and strategic issues as well. So clearly interesting times as far as India-US trade, economic and strategic relationship is concerned. With that, it's back to you.
Ritu, many thanks for bringing us up to speed with those developments. Let's move on and talk about the story that has created quite a stir in the Indian bureaucracy. The Narendra Modi government has now decided to allow professionals from the private sector to fill the 10 joint secretary positions across several government departments. The move is intended to open the doors of bureaucracy for individuals without needing to sit for the UPSC exams. The person must be at least 40 years of age on July 1st, 2018 and must be a graduate from a recognized university or institute. The government has said that the decision to appoint the top officials through the lateral entry mechanism will give every Indian a chance to grow. While a number of senior IAS professionals have welcomed the move, saying that it would increase competition, the opposition party has condemned the move.
We need to know more. We will have a number of questions. We will address it separately. We will raise a number of questions. Let us see what the government's answer is before we come to a final conclusion. But there are serious misgivings about the advertisement that has appeared, but there are a number of questions that deserve to be asked, and we will, in the next couple of days, ask those questions.
अलग-अलग सर्विस से लोग आते हैं. अगर बाहर से कोई आदमी जो है कॉम्पिटेंट है, गुणवत्ता वाला है, क्वालिटी वाला है, उसको ये मौका दिया जाना चाहिए. और उनके लिए कोई ऐसा नहीं, कोई लंबी सर्विस उनके लिए नहीं है, 3 साल और 5 साल की बात है. तो मुझे लगता है कि एक्सपेरिमेंट के आधार पर, प्रयोग के आधार पर निर्णय लिया गया। और पहले जब 2005 में निर्णय लिया गया, उस समय तो जब ये अपने रिफॉर्म कमेटी की डिपार्टमेंट से रिफॉर्म कमीशन की रिपोर्ट आई थी, उसमें कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट थी, बाद में भी कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट के ज़माने में आया है। इन विषयों को हमको पॉलिटिसाइज नहीं करना चाहिए।
Welcome back. Now, earlier today, Interim Finance Minister Piyush Goyal met with the Power Minister R.K. Singh to discuss the Allahabad High Court's order on the RBI's 12th Feb circular. RBI's 12th Feb circular. The stressed power companies will be allowed to present their cases to the ministry this week itself. Remember, the Allahabad High Court had put on hold action against the power sector under the RBI stressed assets framework. Anshu Sharma, who tracks the power sector closely, is here with the details. Anshu, so what did the Interim Finance Minister say?
Interim Finance Minister and full-time Coal Minister met his counterpart from the Power Ministry, R.K. Singh, and discussed the recent Allahabad High Court order, which was given to stay on the RBI circular, which was out on February 12th of this year. The RBI circular had said that even one-day default will lead to resolution of non-performing assets by the bankers, and the Power Ministry opposed the RBI circular, which had come out in February 12th. Now, we understand that Piyush Goyal at a conference held today said that Banking Secretary will convene a meeting between the Power Ministry officials and banking officials along with RBI officials, and there will be a representation from Association of Power Producers on the same issue. And apart from this, the Coal Ministry also discussed the issue of short supply of coal, e-auction of coal linkages and methodology for coal linkages, and also stressed on the fact that commercial mining of coal should happen sooner. Back to you.
Anshu, many thanks for getting us those details. We'll certainly keep an eye on the next meeting of the power sector between the banking secretary, the RBI power companies. Meanwhile, Piyush Goyal also addressed the concerns of land acquisition with respect to the bullet train project. He said that all those issues will be resolved very soon. Talking about listing of rail PSUs, he said that Indian Railways Finance Corporation is trying to resolve certain issues with the Corporate Affairs Ministry, after which it will be back on the market.
जहां तक जमीन अधिग्रहण का सवाल है, जमीन के विषय में चर्चा चल रही है और हर एक प्रोजेक्ट में कुछ ना कुछ चर्चा और बातचीत से ही समाधान करके प्रोजेक्ट आगे लगाया जाता है। कोई ऐसी समस्या नहीं है जिसका समाधान नहीं किया जा सकेगा। मुझे लगता है जल्द ही महाराष्ट्र और गुजरात दोनों में जमीन की समस्या का हल निकाल के बुलेट ट्रेन का काम अपने निर्धारित समय पे किया जाएगा। Rights is already underway, IRCON is underway, RVNL is underway, IRCTC I have delayed because to my view, the valuation that IRCTC can get, and here I am putting on my investment banker's hat a little bit, it has a huge database which is not being captured in the valuation of IRCTC. And as regards IRFC, there is an issue about the carried forward depreciation and the carried forward MAT benefit and a tax set-off which we would otherwise normally lose, which they are sorting out with the Corporate Affairs Ministry. Once that is sorted out, we'll have IRFC coming into the market also.
Welcome back. Let's get straight to the big national story of the day. Network 18 learns that the opposition has devised a game plan to take BJP one-on-one in the 2019 general elections. My colleague Maria Shakil joins us with more details. Maria, so what is the opposition's game plan?
Well, the opposition's game plan is that they have identified roughly 400 out of 543 Lok Sabha seats in which they want to convert that into a united opposition candidate. So it will be one candidate from the opposition side, the entire opposition side versus the BJP, because the opposition realizes that the only way they can take on brand Narendra Modi and the election winning machine that the BJP has become is by ensuring that they get the arithmetic right. So, for example, in the state of Uttar Pradesh, the strategy strategy, of course, is that SP, BSP, RLD, Congress and all smaller parties will come together and field one candidate that will be taking on the BJP. Let's not forget that this experiment did work in a number of bypolls that have recently happened, be it Kairana or in Phulpur or in Gorakhpur, where the opposition candidate did manage to defeat the BJP but with a significant margin, particularly in Gorakhpur and Phulpur elections, despite of them being bastions of Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and of Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya, and hence the realization clearly was that only way to take on Prime Minister Modi would be to have this joint opposition strategy and a joint opposition candidate in roughly 400 seats. Well, the idea clearly is that one size fit all cannot be applied, so it cannot be any central leader sitting here in New Delhi and drafting it. So the opposition leaders in various states, some of them are regional satraps, have been brought on board, and they are all in talks with the Congress. The Sharad Pawar is one senior leader who has taken the lead. Then is also CPM General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri. We also know that senior Congress leaders, including Ghulam Nabi Azad, are in talks with Akhilesh Yadav, Mayawati, or for that matter, Mamata Banerjee. If you would remember, Mamata Banerjee was one leader who had said that it has to be a one-on-one contest in 2019, and that will be the only way this, Modi-Shah juggernaut can be stopped and the opposition can have a chance at power in 2019.
Maria, many thanks for getting us that big Network 18 exclusive. And speaking of the opposition, former Finance Minister and Congress leader P. Chidambaram has hit out at the government's management of the economy. In a press conference, Chidambaram claimed that the despondency of farmers has turned into anger and the economic conditions have only worsened in the last 12 months.
There is widespread anger about the artificially fixed prices of petrol, diesel and LPG. There is absolutely no reason why the prices should be higher today than what they were in May, June 2014. It is nothing but a case of fleecing the helpless consumer. The tires on 3 of the 4 wheels on which the economy rides are punctured. Firstly, exports. The growth rate in the last 4 years has been negative. Secondly, private investment. It is in the doldrums, if not dead. Gross fixed capital formation is stuck at 28.5% for 3 years. Thirdly, private consumption. It was limping until a few months ago. There is a mild uptick, and we keep our fingers crossed. The only tire that seems to be inflated is government expenditure.
Let's now take you through the other big headlines of the day. Former Prime Minister and senior BJP leader Atal Bihari Vajpayee has been admitted to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Doctors say he's been taken to the hospital for a routine checkup and is currently under the supervision of senior doctors. Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav is ready to play second fiddle to the BSP to defeat BJP in the 2019 general elections. Akhilesh, who was in Manipur on Sunday for an event, said that his party was open to compromising on seats with the BSP if that is what it takes to win against the BJP. There's no rift between me and my brother. That's clarification by Tejasvi Yadav after reports suggested Tej Pratap Yadav felt sidelined by his brother. In fact, Tejasvi Yadav referred to Tej Pratap as his guide. Tejasvi alleged that such rumors are created by the opposition parties to divert attention from the real issues affecting Bihar. And on that note, it's a wrap on this edition of Reporter's Diary. Many thanks for watching, but do stay tuned to CNBC TV18. Coming up next is Reliance Mutual Fund's Life Hacks, a special show.